Sip.
Okay. Welcome to the Hunters Association.
Yes.
We are back with the Webtoon anime podcast, looking at God of High School,
Yes.
episode 1, review and discussion. I'm Knox from Project Manga, that's Seraph from Project Webtoon, JC, 2K2002 from the YouTube channel alwaysjcarson,
Okay.
and Trent motherfucking Money. You already know who the fuck it is. No JD today, but we'll get it shaken. We'll do the damn thing. See him next week, hopefully. But how are you fellas doing?
I'm perturbed right now. I am perturbed.
Why?
Okay, my boy JD, who is not here, came for my neck.
Yeah, he did.
He
man.
did come for
really did.
JD came for my neck, and I need to know if I am. Was I wrong?
He came for you with energy that I've never seen from JD
I
before. It
know.
was like he was literally wearing all black Air Forces
Yes.
as socks with all black Timberlands over them as his shoes. With Hulk hands on
The New York fitted
and
on.
a do-rag and a fitted over the do-rag. With two tall tees on, the
Yes.
white one with the tan one over it,
Oh.
and then the long jean shorts that might as
The
well be
long
pants
jean
with the crease down the middle, with the shirts tucked behind the sidekick on a belt clip,
I can see this.
Wow.
and the Bluetooth
You're painting the
headset
picture,
in the
nigga.
ear.
All right, so
Yeah, he came at you with the strength of a whole Soldier Boy fan.
JD said keep that same energy. So, what he is talking about is for 13 episodes of Tower of God, I basically slandered this anime every episode. There were some episodes I gave it a 9, like 2 of them. The rest of them were 6s and 7s.
Yeah.
So I slandered this anime. So now, let's put it this way, right? Tower of God. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tower of God is a story building. It is character development, and it's just all around about the characters. Like everything revolves around the characters for this, right? Is it about it about fighting? Is it a
No.
fighting webtoon?
But everything you said about Tower of God is true about God of High School too. Maybe just not to the same degree, but the
Yeah,
fighting
exactly.
is definitely
to the same degree.
highlighted a lot more and cared about a lot more
Right.
in God of High School, obviously. But
To the same degree.
So I
And
can't.
no,
Go ahead.
never mind. I was gonna say, let me retract that statement because the difference is the webtoon doesn't do much better than the anime has done so far, even though it's only one episode. I'll say that. Like the webtoon don't do
Yeah.
a whole lot of story building and stuff itself. Yes, there is stuff skipped, but even the webtoon itself, you'd be like, nigga, what?
yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't even remember you having like too much negative shit to say about Tower of God episode 1. I thought that
No,
conversation
no.
was overall positive.
Yeah, it
when
was
we did
overall
Tower of
positive.
God.
I just
Yeah.
whenever I go, I just freshly read the webtoon, right? So I was like, okay, they skipped over some things, maybe they might fix it. But then, if you are a story that's driven around the world building and character development, and
Yeah.
you start to skip that in the anime, I'm looking at you
Yeah.
like I'm gonna have a problem. I'm gonna say something about it. And so
Yeah.
every episode, pretty much, I did say something about it. And JD, I didn't know that he was upset with me about this, but apparently JD came at me. He was like, look,
Man, you know how big of a Tower of God fan that man
when
is.
God of High School came out, the first episode, he watched it and he came in Discord like, I want the smoke. And I was like, we all knew this 13 episodes, right? We knew
Yeah.
they were going to skip over some things. But God of High School is a fighting webtoon. It's about the fighting.
Yeah.
Yes, there is character development. Yes, there's world building, but it's about the fights.
It is about the fights, but at the same time, it's like if they skipped like some of the world building and like characterization that like I'm like excited to see, I'm gonna be mad about that. Obviously, God of High School in the first episode didn't cut out anything that you really cared about.
That's
so why
what-
would you complain about it?
That's what I'm saying. I was trying to get that point
Yeah.
across to him, but I was like,
Yeah.
okay, we'll save that for the actual review of it.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to
Yeah.
figure out, was I wrong? Am I wrong now?
No,
Now,
you're not tripping, man.
episode one.
Ultimately, you're going to complain about things that matter to you.
Right.
And JD is confusing you complaining about things being cut out of Tower of God that you cared about with things being cut out of a story at all. And you should be just
Right.
as mad about anything that's cut out of a story as you are about things being cut out that you cared about. And that's just not
Thank
That's
you.
not
Man,
realistic.
I thought maybe I was tripping. I've been waiting for days.
If you had been saying for 13 episodes of Tower of God that they cut anything out, I'm mad about it, regardless of its weight on the narrative.
Yes.
Then JD would have like a little bit more of a point, I feel like. But I mean, if you didn't need it, then why would you be mad about it?
I don't know. But anyways, okay, so that's out the way. Blaine has wrote a book. Y'all can read that because I cannot at the current moment.
Right now.
So, episode 1 of God of High School came out. I was hype. I gave it a 10 out of 10 first. I watched Trent's reaction, and then it dropped to a 9 out of 10. But before we get into it, how did you guys feel about the episode in general? We'll go ahead and start with Seraph.
Oh, I love the episode. The animations were really great.
Yes,
the fighting was on point for the battle royale. The beginning part when Mujin Park hit the Buddhist palm on his ass like from fucking Kung Fu Hustle, bro.
They did that
really well. Just this first episode is amazing. I loved it.
Hell yeah.
All right, Trent, how'd you feel about the episode?
Overall, it was good, man. I'm gonna come with a little bit of hate.
I feel you. I watched your reaction.
Not necessarily hate because again, it was decent, but I was upset the fact that he turns around. If I could get into it a little bit, he turns around, addresses one of the I guess you could say test proctors, whatever the hell what I'm saying.
Commissioners,
like commissioners. Basically, it's like I want that. I want them hands again. And it's like, okay, first of all, we missed the original hands.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We missed the original hands, and we spent plenty of time in the chase scene to where we could have got a little bit of that, a little bit of that interaction. Not only that, we escalated real quick when it comes to Mori versus my nigga with the shackles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, it was a good episode. Did it have the Tower of God music? No, my nigga, it did not. I'm sorry.
He's right about that. I like the music. I heard it.
No, it was
music was good.
It was good vibes. Did it really? Did it grasp me and take me out of my seat like Tower of God did? No. Now both themes. If I had to compare theme songs, I'm gonna go ahead and give it to God of High School.
Hell yeah, same here.
But yeah, OSTs or whatever, intro music, we'll see. But no, right now that my niggas with Tower God, that hey, top 10 niggas.
All right, Docs, how you feeling?
I thought the episode was incredible. I thought the opening fucking theme is so fire to me. I love the animation for it. I love the song for it. As far as the episode goes, the only real complaint that I had, kind of like what Trent was talking about, was that it skipped his interaction or that first little exchange with R. I feel like that there was one scene that they could have probably tried to find a way to keep in there. They could have done that initial exchange with R where he invites him to the God of High School and Mori tries to ignore him. Yeah. You know what I mean? And he's like, all right, hold on a second. Because he even tells R, like, oh, you know Taekwondo too, because I saw the way that, because he tries to walk past him and then he like flash steps like in front of him again, and he's like, I saw that movement, that's Taekwondo. That would have been really fucking cool to set up Mori's character and like let us know like what, because it doesn't even say what martial art he uses, I don't think, in the very first
not
episode.
yet.
So,
They
like,
really had to win.
Yeah, that was, that would have been really fucking cool, because then for people who are anime only, it would have been like, if you know anything about martial arts, you can tell that this motherfucker, all he did was kick the whole episode. I think he threw one punch. You know what I'm saying? So like you could probably put it together that he does Taekwondo, yeah. But I don't know. I just think that that's like a really fucking cool scene and a setup for the start of Jin Mori's character arc. And they started with the Jin Tai Jin scene, which was like cool, I guess, because like obviously everyone's gonna be like, oh, I bet that motherfucker is cold. But it's like his introduction in the webtoon, I feel like, is just as good.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know why they made that decision there, but I mean, apart from them leaving out Jin Mori's invitation to the God of High School specifically, and me feeling like that kind of would have made the episode stand out a little bit better if they saw the conditions that actually like led Jin Mori to the arena in the first place. That would have been a little cooler. But other than that, I have no complaints with the episode. I thought it was amazing. I thought the animation style when he, when the grandma fucking when the grandma gets her purse snatched, and like just like the animation technique used with like the speeding up of the voice and whatnot, like the you know what I mean? Like it felt very Fooly Cooley to me, you know, in those scenes. Yeah, it felt very Fooly Cooley to me in those scenes. So like it was just cool seeing how differently it was handled in Tower of God.
Did you see her giving the ad libs?
Oh yeah, with a rapper dude.
Yeah, that shit was cracking me up.
I absolutely loved the episode from start to finish. Like I said, at first I gave it a 10 out of 10. I knew they were skipping things, but since it's been so long that I actually read the webtoon, I had to go back after JD was ridiculing me all day, even though I was at work. I had to go back and read it, go back and look at it, and see what they skipped. So, okay, the first 3 chapters of God of High School is you have Jin, you have Mirror, and you have Dawi, and it's just telling their backstory. Now, Jin,
we can still get that in the show.
You can still get that second episode. I think they're going to get to it actually to show how they got there. But I mean, if I'm being honest, if I'm not mistaken, Jin got off screened. He woke up on the ground with the little invitation beside him.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So,
yeah,
I was thinking. I was like, I mean, they showed how strong R was kind of by how he was striking, and then like the forest they were in, like trees were gone and stuff like that.
Yeah,
they showed how strong he was. So I was like, okay, and the Mirror like strong guys, cool.
We got that scene. Yeah, that's all we needed.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm
saying. She saw the pectoral. She was like, "You guys are strong." She blushed. They flexed and ripped out their fucking shirts. I laughed my fucking ass off. It was an amazing scene. That's all we need.
Facial expressions for that scene were priceless.
Yeah, that's all we fucking need.
I kind of wish Dawi. I kind of wish they would have showed like why he was working. Like they kind of hinted towards it. Maybe they'll get to it.
That's what I'm saying. Whatever they cut out of this episode, it doesn't mean that it's never going to be in the fucking series. We just have to wait and see. You know
this is
I mean?
exactly what y'all told me in episode 1 of Tower of God, and they fucked it up. Anyway,
but this is Mappa though. This is Mappa though.
Yeah. Okay.
This is a
Mappa really cares about the stories. Yeah, Mappa really cares about the stories that they adapt. You know what I mean? Like.
So I got my comedy. I got my action. I got my fighting for my meathead on the inside of me. I was happy, but the only thing that kind of this is going to segue into things that you might not have liked. The only thing that I didn't like after I watched it the second time watching Trent's reaction was they reused animations like 3 times. Like they showed the same.
They?
Yeah. So you have the intro where they showed Jin Mori and they showed the TiC guy and they showed the guy with the nunchucks.
Oh yeah.
And then they showed him in black and white right before they showed it again. Well, and then they showed and then they showed it again for the actual fight. They showed it 3 times. Like, oh, I didn't notice that. They showed the same animations 3 times, and I was like, ugh, that's kind of a little off for me. But it's the first episode. It was still hype enough for me not to notice the first time. I just happened to watch it again. So that's what took it from a 10 to a 9 for me. But at the same time, I was so thoroughly, enjoying it. Like who cared at that
couldn't
point?
Tell.
I couldn't tell just in the moment. So was there anything, Knox, that you felt like that you just didn't like, or was this first episode good for you?
There was nothing that really made me too upset at all with this episode. You know what I mean? Like obviously we're going into these things knowing that there are going to be changes made. You know what I mean? And this is things that we said during our Tower of God coverage too, but like it's like the shit that I was expecting to be changed like wasn't really anything that I thought would be a big deal anyway. You know what I mean? Besides that initial scene where R invites Maury to the God of High School being out, that was really the only complaint I had. Otherwise, I gave the episode a 9.5. So
9.5. Like, all right. Yeah. So Trent, any complaints with the first episode? By the way, JD gave what?
He gave it a 7.
He gave it a 7.
That's pretty low.
You see?
I feel like that's just because
out of spite. That's out of spite. I know
that's a petty ass.
He's trying
score,
to get
bro.
to me right now. I'm not gonna let this negative energy get to me right now. 7. All right, Trent. How you feel about any negativities for the episode? Just as the negativities for the episode. Did you?
I've already kind of spoke on my negativities. That's really my main thing was the lack of explanation. Because again, I'm watching the reaction. I'm like, wait, he's not supposed to already know about the Tower of God. Like when he's riding a bike or whatever, and he's like on his way to the arena. I'm like, wait, he's not supposed to already know about this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? I'm like, what's going on? They even have to go back. I think I kept it in my reaction. I go back to check to see if that motherfucker's in there. You know what I'm saying? But
wait, and wasn't there supposed to be a scene where like I'm trying to remember the beginning of the series. I went back and reread the very first chapter after I watched the episode and remembered that invitation scene. But wasn't there supposed to be a part after that where like Mori like tries to attack R?
That was during that invitation.
Yeah, that was
no.
After?
He says square up, let's do it, and then like and then he gets off screen and he's laying on the ground. There's the invitation there, but I could have sworn, and maybe this is like a false memory, but I swear I remember there was a part where Jin Mori like threw a kick at R and R blocked it, and then Jin Mori was like, no one's ever blocked that kick before. You're strong as shit, and then he leaves, and then like you find out that he like shattered R's arm.
That is that scene, bro.
Yeah, he did that in the very first fight. He did that.
In this episode when he goes, I heard he injured a commissioner or whatever. That was the
They said it. They said it in the okay, that's right. So they did say it in the that's right. They did mention it, but that doesn't happen in chapter 1. At least it doesn't show that
maybe not in chapter 1, but
in
maybe
chapter 1 on Webtoon. Maybe they do it in chapter 2.
Did he get back up? Yeah, I would say, did he get back up after that original thing? I think he did get back up.
Yeah, that's in the chat. It says that's after he was knocked out.
Oh, so that's after chapter 1 because I literally only reread chapter 1, so that must be chapter 2 then. So then we'll probably see that scene. Yeah, we'll probably see that scene in the next episode then. Okay, my bad. Sorry, spoilers.
No, I honestly thought you were getting even deeper. I was like, wait.
Yeah, no. Specifically with Mori and R. Yeah. All
right, Seraph. So, any complaints about the first episode for you?
No, not really. I enjoyed it a lot. The episode was really good. I would have liked to seen a little bit of Daiwi's backstory and how his home. That's spoiler. See, I stopped myself there. I was like, you guys know where I'm getting at. Where like,
for sure.
A bit of Daiwi's backstory and
I think they're
giving a little bit more story for Daiwi as well.
Yeah,
I really think they're going to get into it. It might not be like it's 13 episodes. They're just going to kind of just cut into the backstories for a second if they do. But I don't really think they're going to actually get into a whole episode for it because there's plenty of fighting that's going to happen. But I feel like I would be remiss. Like I don't know if all of us were on the last episode because right now I'm a little lit. So you know what? Okay, okay. I feel like I want to compare the two. Like Twitter has been doing this all week.
Compare the first episode of Tower of God and God of High School?
Yeah, it's just like Tower of God, God of High School. They put them against each other. And I feel like I felt so different from the two. Like, for some reason, maybe it's the meathead in me, and I'm just like, Dragon Ball, King, and everything's like, fight. This is what I want. Versus a story like, let's just say Death Note or something like that, with just dialogue, tension, and world building.
Yeah.
And so, is it fair to compare the two right now? Can you compare them? They're both webtoons. They're the first two to come out as anime. But can you really compare the two right now? Is it really fair to compare them?
Nah, hell no.
You don't think so?
That's a weird ass comparison. I mean, like, sure, you want to try because they're both webtoons and they're the first webtoon anime that have ever been adapted. But like, that's so awkward to do. I feel like it's just
they're both two.
It's like I feel like the people who are comparing it or are trying to compare it aren't really like comparing it because they think they have a reason to. They're just two they're just stands of each series that like want to compare for the sake of like literally any reason that they can to compare them, because that's just how like the internet works. Like, this is our side, this is your side. Like, there's a link here because they're both webtoon animes being adapted back to back, so like let's compare them. But like, nothing about the series says that you should try to compare them, in my opinion. Like the series themselves, like thematically, like,
I ain't gonna lie, I'm petty. I just had to do that because JD tried to compare them, so I just wanted to go ahead and throw it out there.
Why?
I don't know. I'm trying to
weird.
It's just how it happened, and I'm trying to figure out why. Anyways.
Yeah.
So guys, as of right now, number one, if you could think of anything that you want to talk about, but at the same time, what are you expecting from the rest of the series? I don't know how far it's going to get. I don't know, because I haven't read.
I think they're going to try to finish this tournament in one season.
Well, they gonna finish the tournament. The tournament's gonna be done. How far are they gonna get?
Dude, isn't the first tournament like 95 chapters?
Yeah, it's gonna be the whole, bro. It's gonna be just like, bro. Unfortunately,
that's so crazy.
Hey, they're gonna be doing a lot, bro.
I'm pretty sure it's like 95 chapters, bro.
It's gonna be at least 80.
Because last night I went back, like after I watched it and then reread the first chapter, I was like, okay, let me like pick back up where I was at, because I was like coming out of like the Great War arc and I was going into the World Tournament. So like where I was, and that's where I like left off when I was reading it. So I'm like 200 chapters behind or some shit.
Right.
So I was like, I'm about to pick up where the fuck I remember, and I'm like Google searching like the list of the arcs, and I see that the first tournament goes to like chapter like 95, and I was like, and I thought about it, and I was like, we got 13 episodes of this fucking season, and they're gonna fit 95 chapters into 13 episodes? That's fucked up.
Prepare for a lot more skippery.
Yeah, we're gonna see a lot more shit skip. What are they gonna skip? Because it's like all action the whole time. They're gonna cut out whole fights.
Fucking.
I doubt they are. I think they'll cut out any kind of
They're gonna cut out
talking,
whole fights, bro.
any type of talking.
Cut a lot of the.
Any type of talking's gotta go. You only get 20 minutes.
Exactly. It's gonna be. Look. I ain't gonna lie to you. JD's gonna be mad at me, but it's gonna be throwing hands this season. That's all it's gonna be. Like that's all I'm here for. That's all I want.
Oh my god.
I said that's all I want. No.
It's all I want from this. Like I read like a little bit of it, and I'm like, yo, it's about the fights. I mean, the story is cool until he gets a little head thing. I don't even know what that is because I stopped right there. But until Jin gets a little head thing, I don't even know what's going on. It's just nothing but throwing hands. So,
wow.
Are we?
If it's just
It's so much more than throwing hands even before that. But
yeah, and if it's just
that's
that, bro,
there were really no powers. Like they started to introduce powers and stuff like abilities eventually, but it's about the technique and what they're doing to each other. That's what that was about. Am I wrong?
Blaine says they're going all the way to 112.
112.
That's fucked
Bro.
up.
I don't know where
That's
No more
fucked
reactions.
up.
I'm not doing any more reactions for
No.
it.
10 chapters an episode?
Come on.
10 chapters an episode?
The first one was 7.
Hunters Association podcast heard it here first. I'm dropping it.
You can't. Come on. Look, Trent. Look. I implore you to turn your brain off, Trent, and just enjoy.
Why wouldn't they just give this 24 epissodes? It's so much action. You could have totally gotten away with 24 episodes.
Everything's gonna be 13. That's what they're doing to start off. They didn't want to put the money into it and the investments.
What the fuck?
They didn't know it was gonna be.
First of all.
So wait, does that mean they're gonna finish Noblesse in one whole season? All 198 chapters?
I don't even know what Noblesse is about. Like,
yeah.
I don't know either, but still.
Isn't that about like vampires or some shit? I don't know. The niggas on the front cover look like vampires. I never read that one, but they got big Castlevania energy.
Because Noblesse is finished as a webtoon, so like, and they're just gonna cram it all in 13 episodes.
Yeah, they're gonna give it a one. You know, some series are just 12 episodes. They're gonna give it a. They're gonna give it a.
Fuck that.
If I were to do God of High School, I would just do like the prelims and regional first, because that's like up to at chapter 58.
Yeah, bro, they ain't gonna do that, unfortunately.
no. So we go. So
Come on, Crunchyroll.
we're just gonna. Okay, so we're having once again. Let's say it for the people in the back. 13 episodes. We're skipping everything you thought that was important.
Is it confirmed that it's going to be 112?
I don't know.
Is it confirmed that we're getting that many?
Who said that? Was it Blaine?
Blaine said what?
Blaine said it.
He's usually right.
I'm just going to believe because Blaine said it. I'm going to believe that it's 112 chapters. I'm going to have to figure out where that ends. And they're going to skip everything that you love. And JD is going to be the me of this season. Because
112 has got to be past the end of the tournament.
Because I'm going to be enjoying every single bit of it because I don't remember anything that happened. Trent's going to drop it. And
I'm done already.
Come on, Trent. You have to. Okay, look.
No, 112.
If it is exciting, if like I can't even tell it's going to be a good story. But at least if the animation, the music, and the visuals are good, like, what else would you want from it?
No, don't get me wrong.
I don't know, for it to tell the story that I love, the way that it's supposed to be told. What the fuck?
I wanted them to be honest with
you. Let's just take all the characters and just throw them in a story that we made up and call it God of High School.
What I originally wanted for them to do was to actually slow the story down and take this anime as a time to flesh out some things, really just because really the banging enough, like And like I said, if you were to condense season 1 to 50 episodes or 50 chapters or whatever, you could have really still expounded upon the story. You'll get enough time to really still social fights, and that's still gonna build the hype and keep people for, even if you have to do it in cores and give us a first half and give us a second half, or fuck it. You just draw this bitch out and you have Tower Guy or got a high school ride for some couple years. But either way, you risking it to get the biscuit. And it's like, don't fall short. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You already rolling the dice.
Yeah, I feel like Crunchyroll got too much dip on their chip with this Webtoon business,
bro.
It's
Chip,
like if you don't got the fucking budget to like make it the way that you're supposed to make it, then like they can't be mad when motherfuckers flame their fucking stories to cancellation, or flame their adaptations to cancellation. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's like these are the stories you're really not supposed to fuck up.
Right.
You know what I mean? And Tower of God had a successful enough season 1. But like, if they're really trying to fit 112 fucking episodes and 13 or 112 chapters and 13 episodes, it's like, what are you doing?
It looks like they are.
Just because it's a fighting one and you can just make it about fighting and leave out all the substance just because everybody just wants to see hands. No, my nigga, you got a bunch of motherfuckers that are coming here because of this story. Mm-hmm. Yes, it's a very big fighting series, but like, the fans, like, you're gonna get up a whole bunch of anime only weirdos that like are just coming in to fucking like see motherfuckers fight because that's all they know. Like, that's cool. They don't care about reading webtoons and they just want to see this. Okay, you got them. But I mean, like, how many people read this fucking webtoon? You know what I mean? They're coming because they want to see their series adapted the way that every other fucking successful anime series that adapts their stories well, like Hunter x Hunter, Vinland Saga, etc. They want to see that kind of care be, taken with these series that they love.
I think it's disrespect to webtoons, to be honest with you. Like, these 13 episodes that you're doing,
it's like, come on, bro.
We came out of Tower of God, and even though I had all the complaints about it, we knew when they said 13 episodes, JD said it, after 13 episodes, you knew they're going to do the exact same formula. And at that point, can you call it disrespect? Like, it's only episode 1. So, I mean, episode 2, I'm going to say you can have a pretty good expectation of what the rest of the episode is going to be like. If they just skip a whole bunch of content and don't go back and kind of fill in some of the gaps of episode 1, then all the smoke's going to come. JD's going to be here, hopefully, and then he can just go off all he wants to. But this is episode 1. Episode 1 is entertaining. They skip some vital information. I won't give you that much. But if they come with episode 2 and do it, at least, we're not going to say right, but just decent enough, will it be okay for this 13 episodes?
I'm going to be very surprised if they do 112. If it really is 112 episodes and they fit it into 13 chapters and they do it good enough, I'm going to be so surprised it's not even funny. That seems so impossible. I'll take back everything I said and say, fuck yeah, Mappa. I already have huge faith in Mappa, but like that, the math on that is just so crazy to me that I just can't see it being as successful as any of us would want it to if they're going to handle it that way.
Yeah, go ahead, Trent.
I'm honestly surprised that I did. Well, it wasn't the first couple chapters, and it was a pretty bigger moment. But I will, continue to watch it. But I also just can't vouch for. I'm kind of like JC in a situation where I don't really remember some of it, I would say. So they might sneak by me with a couple things, because Tower of God actually snuck by with me with more things than it did to most of you guys.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. But the thing is, it's already so little explanation with God of High School that I feel like it on the same hand, I'm like thinking while I'm talking, it may still it may stand out still, just because like I'm already going to be trying to put shit together as a quote unquote anime only type shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be like, okay, so then why are they like, they just jumped to saying this, or they just like all of a sudden this nigga's doing this without no explanation, you know what I'm saying? So it's like but yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Seraph?
Sure.
Want to bring back that question one more time, please?
Well, you asking me to bring back that question?
JC doesn't even remember.
You gonna say you asked?
Yo, Seraph.
What do you expect from the rest of the season?
Oh, thank you, because I was out of it.
Holy moly rockets!
If it is 112 chapters, which
damn, you looked it up.
Looking back and looking at it, Because Blaine brought it up, like, shit, I really need to look now.
Is it official?
Did you look at it? What is it?
I
What
did.
you
It's
find?
official. It's 112.
Hold on.
It's
What part
right
did they get to?
No.
What part did they get to? What's 112?
112 is right when Maury beats blue-haired dude.
Oh.
Oh
In-
no!
in the head state. Yeah, so
Let's go.
And does that mean it also ends with Park Mu-jin and the magician dude type shit?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's in there
no.
too.
a little bit
No, that's in there.
before.
Before? That's before.
No,
yeah, right.
that can't.
That's how far I
wait,
got, but
yeah.
it's so far.
I think that's like right along the lines, bro.
Yeah, that's
Magician
right
Buddy
along
is
the
there
lines,
with
and
J
then, like,
Gal though.
112
Yeah.
is when like
Yeah.
everything starts dying down after Maury fights blue-haired guy.
Oof.
Oh no!
I
dude.
can't wait. I'm here for it. JD go hate this. God.
Yeah, no,
JC
Blaine,
just
Blaine
wants
brought
the
it up, and
fights.
I had to look. Don't worry, it's not your fault, Blaine. It's my own fault for actually looking at it.
No,
But,
man.
Oh man!
Look,
I don't
as-
even know what
as
to
of
think
right
anymore
now-
if we're gonna try and fit this many chapters in there. Like, if it was me, I would just be like, all right, we're gonna do the prelims, then regionals, and then right after that, we're gonna do the nationals, and then go straight onward to
Yo, I'm
the
having.
big scene, like in two
Yeah.
different parts. But
Well,
Oh,
meatheads,
I'm
happy
not-
birthday!
I'm starting
Happy
to
birthday,
remember the
meatheads.
things that they're
You're-
supposed to be in there, and I don't know how to go.
Be
down.
happy,
this,
be
all
happy,
this
be
season
happy.
is all this season is going to do is literally give weirdos on the internet reasons to say this is better fighting than Naruto. This is Dragon
no.
Ball Z, but better.
Oh god.
It's just like it's not even going to be the story. It's literally just going to be look at these fight scenes.
You all- yes.
Jin Mori's stronger than Goku.
Yeah.
That's literally all it's going to be.
Get ready.
Congratulations,
If you're on
Crunchyroll.
Twitter,
You fucking blew it. You fucking
Yep.
blew it.
okay. What? Okay, guys, let's. You're probably 99% right, but this is episode 1. They're going to
I
be
know,
on.
man, but we know what the future is. He
we
just
know
said it's
it, damn it.
112,
We just
guaranteed.
explained the
future.
We know what it is,
I'm
dog.
trying to be JD from Tower of God right now.
You can't.
I know. You're
You can't be.
Look, there's gonna be so many Twitter clips,
Somebody wanna
just
pull up
different
the
fights
Squidward
of everything. There's gonna be so many Twitter clips. I can't wait to see it. This, to be honest with you, this is my time. My inner meathead is coming out. It's time to
No,
wear it
this
out
is
loud.
good, Blaine. This is good, Blaine.
You're
This is
okay, Blaine. This is
information.
perfect.
This is information that we need, bro.
Yes,
Man, this is dead ass the
This-
shit
this
that
is-
we needed.
Like as critics, like we have to know this stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. Don't worry. I'm gonna go back and read and tell you guys everything they missed. If I think it's super egregious and I wanted it to be there, I'm gonna say it. But at the same time, I'm not gonna give. I'm gonna say right now, my prediction for this whole season is just off of the animation and how everything looks and the music that I've actually liked from episode 1. I'm not giving anything below an 8. If I do, I'm gonna be surprised. If I do, I'm gonna be surprised.
I might deactivate my Twitter for the entirety of this,
Nah, you can't do that. There's so much stuff coming out, man. ReZero's out.
bro.
For the entirety of the what, bro?
For the entirety of this Tower of God season, dude. Because I'm just gonna fucking hate my
God of
life
high school?
every time I go. Or I'm sorry, God of High School. Because I'm just gonna hate my life every time I go on Twitter and see fucking Tower of God.
You
greater
don't have
than
to
sign
engage
Naruto
the trolls,
tweets.
man. You don't have to.
Oh,
I gotta
man,
see
I
it
had
though, and you know
that
you
was
know what happens
crazy.
when I see it.
That shit
You
is
go
crazy,
off.
bro.
You don't have to engage the trolls. Okay.
I
No, man, like this is what happens. My hand goes, my other hand tries to stop it. Come on, bro. I don't need that kind of stress in my life. It's still coronavirus right now.
All right, so
Got enough going on.
from the cast members of the Hunter Association, we're still feeling the Tower of God vibes, and we know what's coming. I'm trying to be optimistic.
But,
I don't know,
you
man. I'm optimistic
because of
too.
the
I'm
way
still
the
I'm still
animation
excited for the
was,
season. I'm not. You want to know what? It's Mappa. I'm sorry, Seraph. It's Mappa, and I trust them to a certain degree. I'm thrown off by the math of how many chapters they're fit in a season, but at the same time, it's like I feel like Mappa can't really miss. And maybe it's not entirely like obviously I doubt that Mappa's like got making the decisions there on that 13 episode thing. So like you can't even really be mad at Mappa, I guess, for that like decision, obviously. But at the same time, I feel like whatever they're gonna do well inside of like the guidelines they were given. So I'm pretty optimistic for the series too, I guess, to continue in the adaptation. But
Sarah, are you
That's
optimistic
just-
also?
Oh yeah, big time. I really like the animation. Hoping the fight scenes are gonna be really good. Like I said, I'm really excited for that fight scene between Straight Jacket Dude and Mori Jin. That's what really got me set off for the webtoon was that whole fight right there.
Man, it was the Tai Chi cat before that for me. As soon as I see chapter 10, as soon as he hit that first step, that rabbit step, hit the pow, and then did all the Tai Chi shit, I was like, oh, this is me, baby. I was like, this is my shit right here.
I feel like they're gonna do anything that has to do with the fight. They're gonna do it right. I feel like they're gonna do it right. Everything else, I can't promise you.
All the fights they're gonna do really well. I can see it.
Jesus. Okay. Whew. Anything else you guys want to add to this before we end this? Because I'm waiting for episode 2. Episode 2, if it comes out and it's lackluster, then I'm just gonna be out here looking stone faced and be like, "Damn, JD's coming. JD's coming. I can already feel it. He'll be."
Ooh, I can't wait to be on here with JD next week, bro. I hope he's here next week, bro.
Episode 2, baby, fire, or you will not hear from me until the podcast starts. I'm coming here like this.
With the hood up, sunglasses on, like, coronavirus mask on, like what's
He's
up,
got the
y'all?
bucket hat on,
Bottle of vodka in hand, like let's do this.
If you give me a send you some
Let's get this over with.
I'm so scared. I'm never so scared in my life. Monday's gonna be.
Oh, I'm gonna have a great time, bro. I'm gonna have popcorn on deck. I'm gonna be all the way comfy.
Instead of watching a Sunday.
Yo, even
if it's taking too long to get here, Monday is cool.
Yo, even if the episode is trash, my reaction is gonna be fire. I'll be out here hyping it up. I'll be out here hyping it up, bro. Like, yo, you see that lame? They forgot everything in the whole like 6 chapters. But yo,
ignoring everything JD says to you, only engaging with me, Seraph, and Trent.
Yeah, like, did y'all hear something right now? Because I thought I heard something, but his audio is somehow messing up. I don't know.
I guarantee next episode is gonna be fire.
Dude, we'll see JD self-destruct if you did that.
I swear, if they don't go.
They're gonna flash back to they already addressed it in the anime that R took damage from more region.
Yes.
So we're obviously going to get at least that flashback scene. Obviously they have to show us what Daewi's about.
Please.
You know what I mean? So like we can guarantee that those 2 scenes will be incorporated at some point in time in the first 3 episodes. And honestly, I don't know, man. I mean, there are some, like, now that I'm trying to remember it, like when Baek-Soong Chul's fight starts, they like go into like him as a character for like I feel like a whole half or a whole chapter.
Right,
God of High School is the one I remember the most Korean name.
Who was this?
That and like that and the Breaker.
Which one was that?
Baek-Soong Chul is a tracksuit, brown-haired baseball bat.
Okay, baseball bat nigga. Yeah.
Moo nigga.
Yeah. Okay, him.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So like, yeah, the Breaker and God of High School are the 2, and the Breaker and God of High School are the 2 Korean stories where I have like every name memorized for the most part.
That fight was good too.
Breakers.
Yeah.
Breakers really.
Like I can't wait to it happens, and if you're gonna see me react like this is the best thing in the world if they go back and do a little backstory, I will come out here.
Well, yeah.
That's what I was talking about.
His backstory, I feel like can be done in literally 45 seconds. Like
use ad per term, nigga.
Moo. Fuck yeah.
What happened, Seraph? You see that in the chat? What happened,
Wait.
Seraph?
I didn't say it.
Seraph, bro.
What did Seraph do?
Look at. You see it? You see it in the chat?
No. So whenever.
Hold
I
on.
don't see nothing but Blaine in the chat.
Oh, I'm about to say you can't see it.
He's not a mod, so you can't see that.
Seraph. Oh, that's hilarious, Seraph.
We wouldn't have seen it. Like the chat wouldn't have seen it if I didn't hit allow.
It's moderator mode. Make me a mod right now. What?
I can't.
JC.
Do that.
Hi. Neil Riggers.
No.
With 6 instead of G's.
Fuck with me, bro.
Oh, I see you. He's got it. Trent, you want to follow us, bro?
I didn't know, my nigga.
Damn.
Oh my god.
I don't Twitch. I only made this much to get in the chat. I don't Twitch. I don't know.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Oops.
Max the fuck. Neil Riggers, what the? Blaine spamming 53 minutes. Leave. I don't even.
Wait.
Okay.
Symbols. What symbols? See nothing.
Wait, what is going on? What just happened?
Yo, okay, we'll fix this. All right, guys.
Okay. All right. Well, what's good? What's cracking?
Okay.
I'm excited for episode 2.
That's...
Can't wait to see what happens. The point that I was trying to make is that I feel like for a lot of there was a lot of dialogue and there was a lot of like backstory for like certain characters inside of this first tournament that they can easily condense you know, and scale down to like fit and make sense for an anime adaptation. I feel like the backstories that we get for some characters were a little bit like it's cool in the webtoon because it's just you just keep scrolling down and it's fine. But like I feel like some of them you could very easily fit into a short amount of time. So
like
if they do that, it'll
segment.
Yeah. Like you know what I'm saying? Like the fighter comes out onto the scene, you get a little bit of his backstory, you know what kind of fighting style he uses, the fight starts and it's cool. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if they do it like that, then like they can fit a lot of it won't feel as like rushed. I mean, it's gonna feel rushed no matter what because it's 112 and 13, but like still, I feel I'm optimistic that like Mappa will do what they do best. It's kind of adapt this well. So.
Please.
That's my final thoughts.
Final thoughts, Trent.
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see.
Scared. Why do I feel like he pushed his glasses up when he said that? Got the reflection.
All right, Sarah.
No, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Sarah, final thoughts. Seraph.
Yeah, Sarah, final thoughts.
It's gonna turn out. I hope it's gonna turn out really well. That's like
all right.
Like Nox said, Studio Mappa's on it, and they usually do a really good job on their anime.
Got a high school. Please, don't make me have to come out here in a hoodie next week. I don't want to do it. All right, guys, that is the end of this episode. Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm scared as hell. I'm scared.
I'm scared for you.
We'll see you guys next week. Don't forget to follow all our individual social medias that will be in the description box down below. Don't forget to follow us on Twitch. I'm so scared. We'll see you guys later. Peace out,
all right,
everybody.
bye, guys. See ya.
Bye.